what do they do? What? You know, just asking for a friend or asking for a couple of friends. What do you do in that moment? Because especially if it's happened to you, I don't know, 3 times before or something.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
And it was 4.
On the two,
It would have been 4, yeah.
But do you understand what I'm saying? What do you do when you're right in the belly of it then?
And this is the challenge, because when you're in the belly of it, it makes it more unpredictable. As people like me come along and we say, you've got to do this from the first day of pre-season. You know, this is what we did at Feyenoord back in September 2022. My remit was, hey, we've got a good team. We could win the Dutch Eredivisie. That's what Arne said. And we want to have a good crack at the Europa League. So from the first day of pre-season, we're putting the frameworks, the approaches, the systems in place, you know, within the organisation to create a shared language. Ideally, you have a shared language. We created high-performance mindset and low-performance mindset. And we made the language around the building. Feyenoord training ground is called 1908. Year it was established. Around 1908, it became all about we compete in high-performance mindset. If we want to beat Ajax away from home for the first time in 17 years, to make sure, you talked about winning one critical game, we knew it was going to be Ajax in April away from home. And so everything led to that. So we had the shared language of when we go play Ajax, it's got to be HPM, high performance mindset.
What is that? Because to be fair, that's, if you said to a football player, we were all football players,
Yeah,
and a psychologist sits in front of us,
Yeah.
and I've had psychologists present to us in the past where I've thought, that's just gimmicky, it's a bit
Yeah.
fucking, ooh, don't want that, it's bullshit.
Yep.
And then you have obviously, sometimes psychologists put things in and think, oh, that makes sense, that helps me.
Yep.
What is that in language? If you say high performance mindset to Arsenal's players now, they're just going to go, what do you mean?
Yep.
What do you mean by that? What is that in reality in terms of execution?
I'll give you the surface and I'll give you the deep dive. Can I give you the deep dive as well?
Deep dive.
Okay. The surface level is simply think about you at your best. Okay, memory, imagination, perception. There's 3 things you house with you all the time. Memory is in you at your best. Success leaves clues, that old adage, okay? And you get players to start thinking about themselves at their best. I'm going to part that, come back to that. Imagination, think about you in your dream game. We're going to go and play Manchester City on Saturday. What does your dream performance look like? And you start talking with players, and you get players talking with each other, so we can have that player-led changing room, talking with each other to break that down. That's the surface level stuff in terms of HPM. High performance mindset is basically you at your best. However, here's the deeper dive, okay? This is what I wrote about in my book. So let's go back to performance anxiety. There are 3 mental skills happening on the pitch every single second that influence performance. Performance is just actions, technical, tactical, physical actions. There are 3 mental skills that are constantly influencing actions. Attention, intensity, intent. Attention, intensity, intent. When you break this down to first principles, to me, this is an absolute truism. Number 1, attention, a focus of attention. When players are experiencing performance anxiety, and I know you gents didn't necessarily succumb to performance anxiety, but when you do, your attention turns inwards onto the feeling of anxiety. And that's where players become distracted, because football is a game of, you've got to read the game, you've got to see the cues, you've got to anticipate quickly. When your attention goes inwards rather than outwards onto where's my teammates, where's the ball, where's the space, where's the opposition,